plans to ban smoking in beer gardens be scrapped? Get your calls in now. 0207 862 2222 is the number. Back in August, the government said that it was looking into banning smokers from some outside places, including restaurant terraces and beer gardens. Well, this week, industry bosses have warned that it could be hugely damaging for pubs if this had happened. They say northern pubs especially will be affected as fewer of them serve food. People tend to go specifically to drink and have a smoke. Would it be a step too far, do you think, or is it right to ban smoking as much as we possibly can? Susan, how do you feel about smoking generally?
I've never smoked.
Okay.
I'm not a smoker. I don't like smoke around me.
You didn't have to make that confession, but I like that.
But I would defend people's right to smoke in beer gardens. I actually would, because
you defend people's right to kill themselves and to cost the NHS.
That is only because we've now moved away from the teenage kind of you do as I say, not as I do. We're now talking about adults, and I do think it's nanny state to tell people that I think we are reducing the amount of people who smoke generally in the kind of cultural kind of judgment we have on it. Like you say, I am with you. I think it's a ridiculous thing to do. It's disgusting. I would never do it. I also worked in newsrooms as a journalist through the 80s where I could barely see my typewriter for the fug of smoke in front of me. And I hated every minute of that. So I think the fact we don't do it indoors anymore is fine. But we are getting to the point now where people are going to be told they can't smoke in their own homes. And we do have to give people the right of choice. The main reason I've got, though, to defend it is I do think to attack pub culture and to undermine pub businesses in our current society is a very dangerous game to play. We need pubs. They are community places. Pensioners need to go there to keep warm because we're taking off their pensions off them. And I know that particularly northern pubs, where they don't sell a lot of food, it's a drinking culture. People wanting to smoke in the beer garden, if they're not allowed to do that, I don't think we should drive it into people's homes and people away drinking and smoking in other places. The parks are going to be full if they can't do it in the beer garden. It's going to be ridiculous. So that's why I would defend it.
Paula.
People are told not to smoke in their homes. People are told not to smoke in their cars. And they are right to be told that, because we know that if you've got a child, particularly a newborn, you are told to go and stand outside on the balcony. You are being told to go and stand outside your front door. And you're even told to remove your clothing, Susan, if you've had that cigarette or that vape and you come back inside and wash your hands and come back inside if you're going to hold that child. OK, so that is how we know how dangerous second-hand smoke is. And, and putting to one side the immense pressure that is on our NHS, our NHS system that is under pressure already. The fact is, talking about pubs, the smoking indoor ban came in 2007. We were told it would be the end of the world. Oh, my God, the pubs are going to close. And it's all because of this new law. Did the pubs close because of the smoking ban? No, it didn't.
No, and they just moved out to the pub garden.
They moved out, but also that ban came in 2007, and we were told, oh, it's going to save the NHS, save the NHS. 1,200 people less the following year were treated for smoke-related diseases. Not that many. It didn't have the impact that people thought it would. OK,
Diane from Northumberland, how do you feel about banning people from smoking in beer gardens? Diane?
Hi. Oh, sorry, I'm watching my telly on mute.
No, that's all right. That's
the best way to watch us, to be honest.
Trying to lip read. Well, that's good. You've got the TV on mute. You've got the first thing right. How do you feel about this topic then? Do you think that it's right to ban people from smoking in beer gardens?
Yes, where there's children. You could maybe separate, have one part where you can smoke and the other side not. But I don't think children should be watching people smoke.
So it's not even the second-hand
curiosity.
It's not even the second-hand smoke that you're worried about, Diane. It's just seeing people smoke. But they would see people smoke out in the pavement anyway, out in the street.
Yes, but I still don't think it should be in amongst children. If they're your children, that's your choice. But I've seen too many people in my family die through smoking.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Don't want it anywhere near anybody.
It's a very, very dangerous thing to do, Diane. You're not wrong there. But then they pay an awful lot of tax, and I don't know what we would do without that sort of income. I think $8 billion worth in tax. Diane, thank you very much for your call. Susan from Lincolnshire, do you think that this is going to be really hard on the hospitality industry if we ban people from smoking in beer gardens?
I do, because I'm not bothered about smoking in the pub, but I can't get out. I'm living in a village, and all we've got anything to do is to go to the pub. Now, I like a drink and a smoke, so I sit in the garden. What they're going to do? Take everything away from me, because they've already done as much as they can. No buses, no trains, no nothing.
Well, Susan, yeah, they're taking away a choice from you, but the choice is probably not very good for your health. I don't know why I'm saying probably. It's not very good for your health. So isn't it good that society's helping you make better decisions?
No, I'm 73. And at 73, if I can't make my own decisions and I have some whippersnapper or whatever they are telling me that I can't do this, I can't do that, so because I'm 73, they're going to confine me to my own home, and loneliness will set in completely.
Do you know what? Loneliness may impact you more than the smoking at this point, Susan.
Yeah,
so it's very hard to argue with you.
And it's an excellent point she makes about who is going to enforce it. Are we now
the
telling
whippersnappers?
The whippersnappers. But are we going? I mean, good luck with the whippersnappers against Susan. It doesn't sound like they'd get very far. But also, is that going to be a landlord or landlady's responsibility to do that? That's going to put them in difficult positions and confrontational positions.
But couldn't we have said that as well about the smoking ban when it came in for indoors?
And
you were giving another option. You weren't taking away the option completely. I say I'm completely with you on how bad smoking is, and I completely agree with everything you're saying. I hate it, and I don't think anyone should do it. But we have to also deal with reality as it is. And while people still do it to a certain extent, then having controlled environments where that kind of happens and it's okay. Otherwise, we are pushing it into kind of doorways and streets and parks, and I do think that is not the way to go.
The alternative, if it doesn't come in as a ban, that we could all just join the wafting brigade. That if somebody starts smoking next to you, just waft wildly until they just feel so awkward.
I've done that many times, yeah.
Although I feel like they probably won't now that I've said that. Okay, huge thank you to Paula and Susan for joining me. Thank you for all your calls. Jeremy will be back here at 9:15 tomorrow morning. I am going to be back shortly after that, as always, at the same time, same place. But until then, have a lovely afternoon.